All right, I know you're all interested in your GPA, and if you notice, the question that we have next talks about your GPA, and it talks about taking 4 different courses, getting some different grades, obviously, and talking about what your GPA or grade point average might be. That's actually called a weighted mean. We're going to do that later. First, we're going to talk about 3 different types of averages, which are the mean, the mode, the median. The mean is an average we've already talked about. It's when you add up all the numbers and divide by how many you have. Okay? The mode is actually the data value that appears most often. Think MO for most often. Okay, the mode is one of the only measure of the 3 that can be done on non-quantitative data. Quantitative data are numbers. So non-quantitative data would be something like shoe color. I can't get the mean shoe color. I can't say let's add blue plus brown plus green, but I can get the modal shoe color. So if we had a group of people and most of them had blue shoes, I could say the mode is blue. I can't find a mean of blue. So MO for mode, most often. Okay, then there's the median. The median is the number right smack in the middle after the numbers have been put in order. Okay, sometimes there's more than one number in the middle. We'll talk about that in a little while. But the median, here's how I remember the median, that is in the middle. Like small, median, large. You get it? Small. It's really medium, but that's the joke. Okay. And also the median of the road. Some people drive on that, in the middle of the road, the median of the road. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is find the mean, mode, and median of these 7 values. We'll start with the mean. Okay, first thing we got to do is add all of these up. 7.1 plus 4.7 plus 6.9 plus 6.9 plus 7.8 plus 7 plus 6.9. Wow, huh? There's 7 numbers. So we're going to divide by 7. All right, if you were to add these, you'd have to line them up, decimals, line up the decimals. Okay, I have to be honest, I've already done that, and that's 47.3. I'm going to divide by 7. When we divide by 7, we've already done this before, and I want to round to the nearest 10. So this is what I have. What it came out to 6.757 and some other numbers, but we want to round to the nearest 10th. So this is the 10th place. So I look at the number right next to it, and it is approximately 6.8. So your mean is approximately 6.8. That's all there is to that. Just make sure you line up the decimals and you remember how to divide by an integer. Okay? That's the mean. Now we're going to do the mode and the median. I'm going to do the mode first. Okay, the mode is really simple. The mode, remember, MO. The mode is the number that appears most often. So looking at these numbers, okay, looking at these numbers, the number that appears most often is 6.9. Okay, so the mode is 6.9. That's all you do. Just look. That's kind of cool. And finally, the last one is the median. The only thing you have to remember about the median is you have to put the numbers in order. Okay, so here we go. So I like to put them smallest to largest, but it doesn't matter. 4.7. I like to cross them out as I go, because otherwise I'll forget I used it. 6.9 is next. 6.9, 6.9, 7.0, 7.1, 7.8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, here's how this works. Okay, just get to the center. So I'll cross one out here, 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 cross one out here. Of course, if you had a large set of data, we'll teach you how to do that in statistics. We're not going to have a large set of data here. And the middle number is 69. 6.9, sorry. 6.9, or 6 9/10. Notice, it's in the middle, so there's the same amount of numbers beneath it as there is above it. Okay? So that's the median. So the median is 6.9. Ooh, the mode is 6.9. And we found the mean at 6.8 approximately. So pretty close. All right, it's really pretty simple. Let's do a couple. All right, find the mode and median of the numbers below. Why don't you try that while I write it down? And then we'll see if we match. All right, now let's take a look at these numbers. I believe there's 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8. We're going to do the mode first because the mode's just plain easy. All right. Now, I have to tell you, you may not always have a mode. Sometimes we're modeless. So let's take a look. Okay, 451, I don't see that. 356, don't see that again. 478, don't see that again. 776, no. 892, no. 500, no. 467, no. 780, no. So there's no number that appears more than anybody else. So there's no mode. I'm modeless. No mode. Mode free. Free of mode. Modeless. No mode. Okay. That's the mode. Median. Got to put these numbers in order. So the smallest number is 356. Next, 451. Right, then 467. And then 478. And then 460, 476, 500. 500. And then 776. And 780. And then finally 892. Okay, remember this is the last number, this is the first number. So here we go. Cross one out, 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 cross one out. Okay, uh-oh. If I cross one out and cross one out, there'll be none left. What do I do now? Well, when there's two numbers in the middle, you have to find their average. Okay, and notice, when there's two numbers in the middle, there's still the middle because here's the deal. There's three numbers below them, three numbers above them. So there's the same amount of numbers above and below. It's like when you have four kids. Who's truly the middle kid? Okay, so here we go. We're going to finish up the median. We have 478 plus 500 divided by 2. That's 978 divided by 2. We're going to do a little short division. 2 into 9 goes 4, remainder 1. 2 into 17 goes 8, remainder 1. 2 into 18 goes 9. So the answer is 489. So that's the median, and there's no mode. Okay? Okay, let's take a look at another one. Find the mode. All we're doing here is finding the mode. So look at this. We have 0.6 that occurs twice. We have 0.8 that occurs twice. So we have two modes because 0.6 and 0.8 both occur twice more than any other number. So that's bimodal. Okay, two modes, 0.6 and 0.8 for that question. Let's take a look at this. Finally, the last question. This is called a weighted mean. Let me show you what we mean. A weighted mean, let me show you. That's pretty funny. Okay, I'm going to try to do that. Okay. Here we go. You got a B in some course, and that was worth 4 credits. Okay, number of credits. Okay, you got a in some course, and that was worth 3 credits, and A in another course, and that was worth 3 credits, and you got a C. I'm so sorry, but it was only worth 1 credit. That's good that your C was in the 1 credit course. We'll talk about this. Your GPA is really a weighted mean. You all know what it means to have a 4.0. A 4.0 is straight A's, A in every course. So an A is worth 4 points. Let me explain that. An A is worth 4 points. If you have straight B's, you have a 3.0. So a B is worth 3 points. A C is worth 2 points. A D is worth 1 point. We won't talk about the F. Okay, here we go. So here's what I see. I have a B, which is worth 3 points, but there's 4 credits. I have an A, which is worth 4 points, but it's 3 credits. I have an A, which is 4 points, but it's 3 credits. And again, I have a C, which is worth 2 points, but it's only 1 credit. Okay? So this is what you do. You ready? You multiply 3 times 4 and get 12. 4 times 3 and get 12. 4 times 3 and get 12. Wow. I didn't do that on purpose. That was an accident. 2 times 1 and get 2. You add them up and you get 38. And now you divide by the number of credits. Okay? So 38 divided by the number of credits. There are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 credits. So it's 38 divided by 11. That will be your GPA. Let me do that for you. Here we go. Remember how to do this? Put the point in. 11 goes into 38 3 times. That's 33. You get 5. Put a 0 in there. 11 into 50 is 4. That's 44. Subtract that, you get 6. Let's go to the nearest tenth. Okay, they didn't say. I don't believe it said. So let's go to the nearest tenth. 60. 11 into 60 goes 5. So then that's 55. And you get a 5. It's going to wrap around anyway again. So it's going to be repeating decimal. But it's 3.45. Let's go to the nearest tenth. So it's approximately 3.45. Remember how to round? Come in here. 3.45 to the nearest tenth. I underline the tenth spot. Look at the 5. Raise that up by 1. 3.5. So you have approximately a 3.5 GPA. Not bad. Okay. So that's a weighted mean. So it's nice. It's better to get a bad grade in a lower credit course because it's worth a lot more when it's a high credit course. That's it. That's mean, mode, median. And next time we'll visit Mod 6.